Hey guys, it's Brad. I am going to do a little video today. If you haven't followed me on YouTube, follow me on YouTube or Facebook. I wanted to do a quick video today about feelings and the power of feelings and how feelings dictate our thoughts, which lead through a progression of speaking words and choosing actions and obviously creating different results for yourself. And the reason why most people don't get different results is because they choose not to think differently. Like the basic foundation principle of transformation is to change the way that you think. So today I want to talk about positive feelings and negative feelings, and again, what the differences are, and then also how similar they are. So let's start with positive feelings. I'm sure that all of you, myself included, have experienced positive feelings, whether it's joy or excitement or happiness. There's a million different positive emotions and feelings you can go through. And I want you to actually close your eyes and imagine what it feels like. Because again, just our humanity, we forget how things feel, especially when it's positive. Which is why they have all the marketing that if you have to do 10 positive things to counteract one negative thing inside of a business or to make up for something, right? And so the feelings that you get, the release of serotonin in your brain, all of the different things of accomplishment that you experience change the way that you think. But if you imagine, even in that moment, if you're happy or excited, you're going to feel more confident. You're going to feel worthy. You're going to feel like literally you can do anything, or you can experience something so special that you remember for a long time, right? Okay. What about negative feelings? A lot of negative feelings are dictated by fear, they're dictated by hurt feelings, and other types of things that will trigger how you feel. And the thing again to remember is that the anxiety that you feel in your chest or your stomach, I have it at times, many times, especially over the last year when it's super stressful, and instead of ignoring it, or instead of being victimized to it and choosing just to suffer through it, there's a lot of things you can do. You can get medication, obviously, which is healthy and safe. You go through a doctor, and there's obviously a lot of other holistic methods: meditation, acupuncture, massage, exercise, just so many different things you can do to kind of shift that consciousness. And I'm going to talk about some other strategies in a little bit, but before we go there, negative feelings to me are essentially is like the number one thing that causes self-sabotage. Because we can choose the negativity or the positivity, and I guess the hard part is for all of us is that it's easier to stay negative. It's easier to be mad at someone. It takes a lot more energy, and it takes a different perspective and understanding, and it's sometimes compassion or empathy for you to forgive. And so the power of forgiveness, isn't always a gift to the person that hurt you or made you upset. A lot of times they don't even know you forgive them. There's a quote that I like that says, "Accept the apology that you never received." And that's been hard for me, at times to not get the apology in business or in personal relationships. It doesn't matter. And so if you can look inside your heart and realize that the forgiveness is just for you, at minimum. Of course, you can do it for somebody else if you choose to, but for me, when I hold anger in my heart, it is like a cancer to me. It is poison in my body. And so, a lot of times even, people say, "Why did you forgive that person so fast?" Or "Why are you letting that person, walk over you?" And it's not about that, guys. It's not about, anything other than taking responsibility for what happened. Really owning whatever situation you're involved in, just own it. Because the power of ownership is that if you can take full ownership of something and go to your girlfriend or your wife or your husband or your boyfriend and say, "Look, I am so sorry for what happened. I take full responsibility," and then go over the things that you get responsible about. It's not, again, that you're blaming anybody, and you're certainly not blaming the other person, but what happens is when you get into a state of being that is truly inside of responsibility, you cause things to happen. You will cause your spouse or your boyfriend or girlfriend or any relationship that you have, you will cause, in most cases, that individual for themselves to get responsible. And it's not always the case. And again, when you're in relationships, if you're taking on personal development and business development and you want to, progress in your career, you obviously have to have these steps. So, negative feelings are going to make you feel unworthy. They're going to make you feel angry, resentful, judgmental. And all of that is cancer and poison to your body and your mind. So my invitation to you is to start taking on some things that shift. There's nothing wrong with negative feelings. It just has a consequence. There's an impact to negative feelings, just like there's an impact and consequence to positive feelings. So it just comes down to the choice. And, not choosing something, not choosing to shift, not choosing to forgive, that is actually your choice. And you got to get real with yourself and realize that every single moment, the human brain processes a thought in 1/10 of a second. So just imagine there's hundreds of millions and literally billions of electrons in your brain that are functioning at insane speeds to control your thoughts. So when people say, oh, I'll do it differently next time, or I'll do this next week, or do this whenever, the likelihood of you actually shifting your context, what goes on up here, the overarching area or place from which you choose from, you're never going to change. And this is why people have the same goal for years and years and years, or the same excuses perpetually in their life. You have to do the work up here and in here before everything else physically manifests. Because with negative feelings, we tend to procrastinate, and procrastination is just your resistance manifested, right? In reality. And all of our realities seem real and, intense, and in a lot of cases impossible, but they're not. So 2 exercises really quick. Number 1, take slow breaths. I went to a doctor recently, and this is what I learned recently, is I was like, I've been breathing, doing the breathing exercises. He's like, what are you doing? I was like deep breaths. And he's like, you're hyperventilating yourself. What are you doing? He's like, slow, deep, 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. You do that for 5 minutes and see how your body feels. It's insane. The tingling, the serotonin, it's amazing. That's a 5-minute workout for your brain. Take it on and do it. The other thing is called muscle relaxation, where you take your hands, your feet, and you clench it for 3 seconds as hard as you can, and then you let go. And it sounds kind of silly, but it actually really, really works. So, when you do that, go through your hands, your toes, your calves, your quads, your arms, your shoulders, your face, and just see what happens to your body. And last but not least, pray or meditate. Do something for your mind that feeds the part of you that wants it so bad to succeed or to love or to just be your purpose in your life. Feed that part of yourself. And if you feed that part of yourself over and over with practice, that muscle inside of you gets stronger and stronger and stronger. So my invitation is to trust, believe, have faith in yourself, and to understand that your feelings are fine. You're fine just where you are. My invitation is to not choose from your feelings. Instead, choose from what you're committed to in your life. Love you guys. Take care.